Today we're going to look at the standard RI.8.4. Determine the meaning of words and phrases as they are used in a text, including figurative, connotative, and technical meanings. Analyze the impact of specific word choices on meanings and tone, including, and we're adding on from what you've learned in 7th grade, including analogies or allusions to other texts. So we're going to look at analogies and allusions today. Okay, we know that an analogy is when you compare something to something else. It's to help someone understand an unfamiliar idea. Now, an allusion also is made to help the reader understand, but it is a reference to an event or a character in a literary work. So if you heard somebody say, "We're not in Kansas anymore," that is an allusion to The Wizard of Oz. Okay, real quick, if we just look at this student's response to a history assignment, imagine yourself as an American pioneer leaving behind everything you know. You set out in a horse-drawn wagon, traveling westward across miles of treeless land. The wagons in front of you trudge forward in a straight line, like exhausted hikers climbing an endless mountain path. Though you are not alone, your wagon seems to be no more than a dot on the plain, as small as Odysseus' ship on the vast dark sea. Well, we know that this student is writing about American pioneers traveling on that long journey. So he uses an analogy. He compares it to hikers climbing an endless mountain path because that's something that we may be familiar with. And then he also uses Odysseus' ship, and that's an allusion because he's referencing back to a Greek epic drama. And in the Odyssey, they traveled for like 10 years, so he's referencing back to a Greek epic. Okay, now let's look at something else. Everybody is probably familiar with Amelia Earhart, first in flight. She was the first lady to fly, and you were going to see all of her first. While I'm reading this, look and see if you can pick out an analogy, an allusion, okay? As a young girl, let me read the title. Amelia Earhart, First in Flight by Adele Lynn. As a young girl, Amelia Earhart kept a scrapbook of articles about women known for great accomplishments in fields otherwise dominated by men, such as film directing, law, and mechanical engineering. Was this what propelled her to excel later on? Or was it simply an early sign that she was born to excel? Though Earhart's fascination with air navigation did not begin until she was in her early 20s, she pursued her course as ardently as Olympic athletes pursue their goals. Her list of firsts is long and impressive. In 1928, she was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean, though she did not pilot the flight. Then, in 1932, she became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. As a result, she was the first woman to receive a Distinguished Flying Cross, a Medal of Honor from Congress. 3 years later, she became the first person to fly solo across the Pacific. Such firsts laid the foundation for her ultimate challenge to fly around the world. Okay, looking at this, the question here asks us, select one word and one phrase from this biography. What is the impact of both the word and the phrase on the biography's meaning and tone? This, if you look at this, all throughout this text, the author is very complimentary of Amelia Earhart. You can tell she has great respect for her. She uses the word excel. She uses it, was she born to excel? That's the word they chose here for you, excel. What does excel mean? to rise up, to do well in whatever you're doing. The impact is it leads readers to expect that Earhart did more than just achieve her goals. So she went above her goals. She went far beyond anyone's expectation. And excel is definitely a positive word here. It has a positive connotation. It shows that the author really admires, and you could even say respects Earhart. Very impressed with what Earhart did. Now, this is just a word, but here we have as ardently as Olympic athletes pursue their goal. That is an analogy. How did she pursue her course? As ardently as Olympic athletes pursue their goal. Now, let's talk quickly about this word here, ardently. What does that mean? She pursued it passionately. She was not going to give up. We know that Olympic, hold on, let me move this. Oh, look, I did it. Olympic athletes really work to receive that gold medal or that silver medal. So she was very serious about her goal and her course. Now, if we look here, the impact on the meaning is just basically, it's that she was successful, because if they're comparing her to those Olympic athletes pursuing their goals, then they're saying that she was successful. And the impact on the tone, again, that gives a positive tone to this text. It shows how much the author respects and admires Earhart.